Hello and welcome. In today's episode we're going to talk about the electrician price, to how much it was to wire this little house of 720 square feet. So let's get to the point, right to the point, and that price was $5,100. So what does that price actually include? So as I'm spinning here and showing you all the wires and connections, by the way, this is day one, and I'll show you here the next day and then some bonus footage towards the end of the video. So that price of $5,100 includes everything from setting the temporary pole for temporary power right when you start construction, and then it also includes all the final trim out, the final job basically when it comes to finishing the house. So all the receptacles, all the breakers, all the wires, the 4 can lights are included in that price. I have to buy my own fans, and I have to buy my own lights for the vanities in the bathrooms. But other than that, all the wires like here, everything is included. So the total job is basically from start to finish is included for $5,100. So that's how much it is. And that job, as you can see here, it's kind of messy on the first day in construction. Everything really honestly is. But you'll see that the guys do clean up after themselves after they're done, and this electrician is very, very good at what he does, and he's a cool guy. So I always like him when he shows up and does my homes here. And this is basically a standard wire job. There's nothing fancy, just regular smoke detectors that you saw right there to the left of that door, because that is code, so smoke detectors have to be there. And this is the bathroom that we're looking in right now, the master bathroom. And on that left wall, I'll show you that in a second, that's where the electrical panel is going to be. So $5,100 for the total job, that's how much it is. So it's not exactly cheap. Materials, I don't know what he paid for the materials because I didn't ask, but I highly doubt they are half of that price. So most of that is basically labor, and as I have been saying throughout my videos, any kind of work like electrician, plumber, roofing, grading, welding, anything like that you can go to a trade school, nowadays it's becoming more and more rare, and it's becoming more and more expensive because less and less people actually do it. So the less competition there is in those fields, the prices will go up, and that goes for framing as well, and pretty much a lot, not only about construction, it's pretty much a lot of the, I guess you can call it the blue collar work, the manual labor kind of work that is really getting phased out in our economy, in our world, and those prices are going up. And I just don't see how they're going to come down anytime soon if there is no competition. So we're gonna be living in some very interesting times when physical activity, physical labor, stuff like this is just, it's gonna be expensive, and that's the reason why materials do go up in price. But that's my plumbing job right there, which you saw from the previous episode. Materials are going up in price as well, but the labor is what really gets you nowadays on construction. So just keep that in mind. And see, look at all that mess. So the labor is going to cost you. So the more you can do yourself, the better off you're going to be. And it all depends what you're capable of doing and what you're capable of physically doing, because some of this stuff is really labor intensive and physically intensive. It requires more than one person to do, so it just all depends. This is coming up on day 2, by the way. So it just all depends. Maybe you have some family members, or you have some friends that can help you. That's the way you're going to save money. But what I'm trying to say is electricians, plumbers, and majority of like the stuff that you have to be licensed for, framing, that's gonna cost you. It's not gonna be cheap, so you definitely want to shop around. Hopefully my little channel is helping you with that a little bit, so you get some ideas. By the way, you see the can lights right there, and you also see the wire in the middle for the fan right there at the top. There's gonna be a wire with a light, a fan with a light up there. when I put the tongue and groove up there. So that's what's going to go there. And this is how it all turns out. So shop around for your trades and get multiple quotes, and when you do decide to actually go ahead and move forward with your plans, if you're going to be building, and like I said, hopefully my little channel is helping you here with that, do get it in writing so there's no surprises. I also keep repeating that because it's worth repeating. You want to get things in writing so you guys have a nice and smooth relationship, whoever you're dealing with, which is your electrician or plumber or heating and air, whoever it is. So there's no surprises, so you don't have headaches. As you know, I get a lot of headaches as it is, and I don't need any more of them. So that's the way I do my business. The guys that I work with now, I really don't have to do that because I have a relationship going with them, and I keep using them time after time. But if you're new to this, you definitely want to see, that's how that looks, that's just temporary. You definitely want to get things on paper, so there's no issues, and everything is straightforward, and you guys know what to expect from each other. The person that you hire, they do the job that you agreed on, and then you pay them, and that's how it's simple it should be. But in construction, it seldom really is. So you really have to cover yourself, and you really have to watch out. And this is one of the many reasons. This is all where the heating, where the water heater is gonna go, and the stackable washer dryer, kind of like a little tiny utility space. So that's how you gotta do things. So your construction job, your project, doesn't turn into a nightmare, because there's a lot of willing people, there's a lot of people with good ambitions and goals and dreams, and once they start doing what I'm showing you here, how this goes forward, it depends who you connect yourself with and who you work with. It can turn into a nightmare, and I had some of those scenarios when I got early and I started in this business. I've had quite a few of those stories myself. So you pay people, they don't want to show up anymore, or they take their sweet time showing up, and they show up 1 or 2 days out of a week. Sometimes the work that they do is not exactly up to your standard, you have to have them redo it, or you fail inspections because they didn't do things the way they were supposed to be done according to code, or those people that you hired were not familiar with the local code. There's a lot of things I dealt with, and what I've learned through the hard way. And this is the reason why I want to be straightforward, so you can see how this stuff works, so I can save you that headache, I can save you that problem. And if my channel helps you with that, then mission is accomplished for me. And that's just how I look at things, and I love looking at this. This is like the skeleton of the house. So even as I'm narrating and looking at the video, it just makes me happy. And the fun stuff, by the way, is coming up, which I'm going to get inside and actually start doing some stuff inside the house, which I like doing. So that's gonna be coming up in the next couple of videos here. You'll see me take over on the inside and pretty much do a lot of the work on the inside. So that's how it turned out. So the guy did a very good job. They were, like I said, nice and neat after they cleaned up after themselves, and I ran the brooming device through myself a little bit. And that's what also construction is about. You're gonna spend a lot of time cleaning, not only building but cleaning yourself, so keep that in mind. You're gonna have to get familiar with the broom. And see, one of my favorite shots, you can see all the framing, everything is exposed. And here's the bonus footage coming up, so I'm just gonna be quiet and let you just watch kind of like the dark video that I took, and a little bit more detailed when it comes to electrical. So take care, I'll see you in the next one.